Hi everyone, this is Karp, and today I'd like to give a review of my latest purchase, which is the Lange Sohne Lumen. And for a more comprehensive review on the company and the functionality of a standard Lange Sohne, I'd recommend you view my Stealth and Darth video. But I'm really excited to get my hands on one of these because it was nearly impossible to find. They're very rare. And the reason is because it's a limited edition model of only 200 pieces that were made, all in platinum. And the watch itself consists of 400 parts, and it's housed in a redesigned case that was created in 2012 to ensure that there's no overlap. So it's just shy of 41 millimeters. And what's unique about this watch, or special about this watch, is that the dial, it's a smoked sapphire crystal that's semi-transparent and really allows you to see the inner workings of the big date mechanism as well as the main plate, which until now was only visible to the watchmakers. And the only pieces that are not transparent is the hour display and second display, which is made of black and silver. And so I think it gives it a contemporary and modern look, but still maintains the tradition of the classical layout of the dial. And the purpose of the tinted glass is to allow the UV light to come through to charge the luminous compound. So essentially, after being exposed to sunlight, it becomes the first Lange Sohne watch that assures legibility of all displays in total darkness. So the luminous compound is on the hands, it's on the big date mechanism, as well as the hour and power reserve indicators or markers. So I'll expose it to light to show you what I mean, but first, what I wanted to show you is, depending on the angle of the watch and the amount of light that it's exposed to, the color tends to change. So you can see here, I'll show you a couple different angles, and just slowly move this so you can see how it changes color, and you can see past the transparent plate too of the big date mechanism, as well as the main plate that I mentioned. I'll show you this way. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good feel for how this dial is set up. And what I'll do now is I'll charge it, and I'll expose it to light and show you the big date mechanism and how the switching process works. So I just exposed this to sunlight, and I wanted to show you the date mechanism. It consists of two discs that are separated by 0.15 millimeters. And the tens cross, which is on the left-hand side, it's the left disc, contains a luminous compound, and it allows the next numeral, if you can see below the 10, there's a 2 behind that transparent behind the transparent dial, and that's charging while it's exposed to sunlight. So the units disc on the right-hand side is actually different. It's a completely transparent piece of glass which contains the numerals 0 through 9, and there's black. So there's black numerals imprinted on the glass, and in the window is a small plate with a luminous compound that's constantly being charged. So it's a fixed plate, and the disc will rotate above this plate to give it the glow. So the intensity of the units disc won't change, but you'll see when I move to the 20s that the intensity of the glow will become less, and then obviously the 3's hidden right now. So if I flip over to the 3, you should be able to see that it's not nearly as bright as the 1 or 2. So let me just show you an example. So that's switching to the different units, and again, this is the glass disc that's rotating above a luminous plate, so the intensity won't change. Now this is where you will see the intensity change when it switches to the 20s. So it's subtle, I think, but this is the piece that was charged behind the glass, and then now below the 20 is a 3 that will be charged, you know, over the next 10 days. So this process occurs every 10 days. It's not a big deal. The crossover of every date switch is obviously at midnight. It's probably more relevant if you get up early, it's dark out, you put your watch on and want to know what day it is. So so this is, again, the units disc where the intensity doesn't change at all. And then if I get to 30, it's probably harder to tell here because I'm not in complete darkness. But nonetheless, if you were, you would see that the 1's very bright in the 20s, the 2, you know, dims a little bit, but it still glows, and then the 3 is completely dark. All you would be able to see is the units disc. So that's just an overall view of the luminosity across the entire dial. And the last thing I just want to show you is the case back. It's got the famous 3/4 plate, made of German silver. You know, over several years, you know, it'll start to get that golden hue. And you can see here that, if I bring this closer to the right, that this is the limited edition of 200 pieces, and this is actually number 97 that was made. So, so I hope you enjoyed this review, and thanks for watching.